Student's Book, Unit 6. Lesson 1. Exercise 1. Listen and read. What do Layla and her mom make?
Hi, Layla. I love making things. Why don't we make something new?
That's a great idea. Do you have something in mind?
I have some perfume oil. We can use it to make candles.
Candles? Wow! I love it.
Here are the instructions. Can you read them out to me?
Right. First, we need some wax.
Here it is. It's palm wax from Egyptian palm trees. It makes really nice candles. How much do we need?
It says, use 450 grams of wax to make 3 candles.
Okay, there's about 500 grams here. That's enough. What's next?
We need some perfume oil.
Here, these are little bottles of lemon oil. They smell lovely. How much do we need?
The instructions say, squeeze in about 40 drops of oil.
Fine. And we can take about 15 flowers and press them on the tops of the candles.
Yes, good idea. Then, we need 1 glass for each candle and 1 wick. That's the little cotton rope inside the candle.
Oh, yes. And we need some popsicle sticks to hold the wicks up in the glasses.
So that's 3 glasses, 3 wicks, and 3 popsicle sticks, right? Now, what do we need to do first?
Let's see. Step 1. Heat the wax to melt it. Then stir it well.
Student's Book, Unit 6. Lesson 1. Exercise 5. Work with a partner. Look at the list. Which do you think you need to make soap? Listen and check.
To make soap, you need salt, oil, perfume oil, soap crystals, and water.
Student's Book, Unit 6. Lesson 2. Exercise 1. Listen and read about food in ancient Egypt. What did families use to make their cooking taste better?
Paintings from ancient Egyptians show that people at this time took care of their bodies and ate very well. So, what did the ancient Egyptians eat and drink? The water of the Nile has always helped Egyptian farmers to grow a lot of fruit and vegetables. At this time, the vegetables they could grow often depended on how much water came from the Nile floods. Ancient Egyptian farmers usually grew onions, garlic, lentils, and beans, and people cooked with all these vegetables. Farmers also grew wheat and barley. People used this to make bread, and they ate a lot of this every day. Most people in ancient Egypt only ate a little meat, usually at festivals. They probably ate a few fish, and birds like ducks, geese, and chickens. They also ate some eggs and cheese from cows or goats. There were a lot of bees in ancient Egypt, and that means there was honey. People often used honey with bread and cream to make cakes. They also used a few dates or figs to make sweet fruit drinks. Some families also knew how to use spices and herbs to make their cooking taste better. And they also knew how to preserve food For example, they dried fish or used salt to preserve it, and used jars to keep fruit and vegetables for the winter.
Student's Book, Unit 6, Lesson 3, Exercise 1. Listen and read. Why does the king leave his painting? The Missing King.
Peter lives in a big palace where his parents are the caretakers. The palace is old and no one lives there now. Peter likes to explore the rooms. They are full of interesting and precious things: old paintings, statues, carpets, and furniture. One day, Peter notices something strange about the big painting in the dining room. Usually, this colorful painting shows one of the old kings sitting on the throne with a crown on his head and a long scepter in his hand. The queen and the royal children, the prince and the princess, are next to him. But today, the king's place in the painting is empty. He is missing. Peter is surprised and looks carefully at the painting again. He can see the crown and scepter, but not the king. Also, the scepter is leaning dangerously over the princess's head. Peter knows he must find the king at once. He goes through all of the rooms in the palace. He looks behind doors and curtains. Finally, he comes to the royal bathroom. He hears singing and knocks on the door. "Who is it?" says the king. "Please be quiet. I'm enjoying a hot bath." Peter is astonished. When the king comes out, he says to him, "I spend years sitting in that painting, and no one ever comes to wash the dust off me. Dust damages the painting, so I simply had to have a bath." Peter understands, but explains to the king that his scepter is about to fall on the princess. "Thank you, my boy," the king says. "I will hurry back, but in the future, please clean the paintings in the palace. Otherwise, they'll be damaged forever." And he runs back to the painting to pick up the scepter. Peter now cleans all the paintings in the palace so that they aren't damaged, and so that no one has to leave their painting to have a good bath.